and then we decide what is more likely to happen. So let's get us started off with kind of a funny one here, but we'll go with it for number one. Okay, more or less, the Pirates have a winning season, or the Great Pumpkin appears at a local pumpkin patch. What is more probable?
It's the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown.
Whoa! I'm gonna take the Great Pumpkin.
Great Pumpkin?
Give me the Great Pumpkin also.
Alright, let's keep going.
Okay. The Pens will win their division, or the Steelers will miss the playoffs.
Steelers.
Pens will win the division.
I have to go with the Steelers because we're not sure if the Penguins' injuries, what could happen later in the season.
I'm sure.
All right, Ben. Evgeny Malkin uses correct grammar on his Twitter for an entire week, or Sidney Crosby scores 100 points.
Sid.
Yeah, that's even out of the ordinary.
With 10 close parentheses. Sid.
Yeah, Crosby.
Me feel good. Thanks.
Yeah, I have to go with Crosby as well, even though he might only play half the season. He could score 100 points in half the season the way he was playing in the
way he was, yeah.
Well, Mew did it one year.
He looks pretty healthy and fit, too, so.
Okay. Richard Mendenhall rushes for 100 yards against the Titans, or the Steelers' defense allows less than 100 yards rushing to the Titans.
It has to be the second one because Mendenhall's not even going to play.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Nice one, Andrew.
Well, I was writing these before we found that information. Anyhow, last one. The Pens trade one of their big three, and I'm not adding Fleury in this, I know, but I'm going to say Crosby, Malkin, and Stahl, or the Heat trade one of their big three, LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, or Chris Bosh.
I have to say the Penguins because, first of all, there might not be an NBA season, and second of all, which means there's no trading, and second of all, I just don't think that the Heat would trade any of their players unless it's salary relief, and I don't think they'll do that. I think of those Penguins, I think Stahl would be most likely to go, though.
I think the Heat are more likely to trade one of theirs because they have all three of them are can really make it as a star on each of their individual teams. You put Jordan Stahl on another team, he's still going to be a second or third line center. Crosby and Malkin, they're two of the best three players in the entire planet. But I'm going to say the Heat.
Well, because the Penguins have them all under contract, I have to say it's the Heat. Not that they don't have them under contract, but I think even at the end of last year, there were kind of whispers of maybe trading Chris Bosh, seeing what they could get for him. So at this point,
I think that's media speculation, though.
Anyhow, it is 5:20.
Well, should we just quickly pick from your hot topic that you have there?
Yeah, sure. Why not? Go ahead.
Well, the hot topic that Andrew posed here is: will any Steelers make the Hall of Fame this year? The choices obviously are Jerome Bettis, Bill Cowher, Dermontti Dawson, and
Jack Butler. He's one of the senior committee, representatives.
All right. Let's just quickly pick who, if anybody, we think makes it. We'll go around the horn.
I'll take Bettis, I guess.
I don't think any are going to make it, but if anyone does, it'll be Jerome Bettis.
I think Bettis and Butler because he's the senior person and his chances are 50-50, and for all we know, they might even pick both senior nominees the year that they picked LeBeau. They picked both nominees that year, so there's a very good chance that Butler could make it.
Okay. Well, we are up against a commercial break. We will be back with some hockey talk
and a campus update.
You're listening to A to Z Sports on the Voice Point Park, 6:70 a.m. wppj radio.
We'll try to calm Stephen down.
Oh, you won't.
I don't know. Zach, in your opinion, what type of egg would Kent Tekulve be?
An egg that needs a break. I mean, Kent Tekulve...
No pun intended or pun intended?
Not that kind of break. I mean, he just needs time off. I mean, you look at Kent Tekulve, Teak, the egg, and, he does the Root Sports post-game every single game.
He does a very good job with it, too.
The one time I really appreciated him being on was when he said that the one Kevin Correa start at home was absolutely awful. He literally tore Kevin Correa apart on television. That was my favorite Tekulve moment. But I have a personal Tekulve story if you want to hear about it.
Why don't you go ahead?
Well, I was at this afternoon game, and I was wrapping up for the day, and I had my backpack on, and I see the egg signing autographs for kids, and I said, you know what? I want a picture with Kent Tekulve, and I wish you were in studio so I could show you the picture, but it is on my Facebook page. I took a picture with Kent Tekulve, and it might have been one of the highlights of my entire year at PNC Park. And I've been to 39 games this season, so it takes a lot for me to say that something is a highlight. That was an absolute highlight. Kent the Egg Teak Tekulve in a picture with me.
Well, speaking of picture of Kent Tekulve, I have a couple pictures of Teak here on my cell phone, and I'm just going to say they're not too flattering. I don't know exactly why I took those pictures.
I also made a parody song of Kent Tekulve. For those of you who know Lady Gaga, I did a parody on Kent Tekulve about The Edge of Glory, and we'll get, if you want to hear lyrics, give me an email. I'll talk. Bob Sloan boasted he'd completed an unbelievably tough marathon near Newcastle, England, like England, after crossing the finish line in 3rd place with a personal best time. Apparently, he didn't count the bus ride. Sloan dropped out 20 miles into the race, hitched a ride onto a spectator shuttle bus, and emerged from the woods near the finish line to make the podium.
You know, that might be the most epic fail ever. Because of that, and because he took a bus and he still came in 3rd place. How did you get? What 2 people beat him and he was still on a bus?
Michael Phelps and Usain Bolt.
I mean, I just don't know. That's bad.
He won the 10K apparently the day before, and I guess he was tired apparently if you read it up. But just those first 3 paragraphs right there, it was just hilarious. I mean, he dropped out. He takes a bike, not a bike, the bus. People catch him hitchhiking onto the bus and getting onto the bus. The guy that finished in 4th place said, "I was 3rd the whole way, but somehow I crossed the line and was given 4th." The guy said on his Facebook page, "I started to doubt myself as he was adamant he had gone past me. I could understand him taking the goodie bag and the t-shirt, but to do the press interview claiming he was taking 3rd, and then he left it at that."
Oh, wow.
All right, let's get to... I had to pass that little nugget along, guys.
Okay, well, what do we want to start with here?
Let's go with your new segment.
The new segment, you want to introduce it?
Well, Andrew and Stephen always say that disgusts me, or they use like this different tone. So we decided that Andrew gets his little... It'll rotate. It'll still be, you know what I mean, with Andrew Goldstein, but every other week it'll be that disgusts me. So take it away, Andrew.
Of course, unless something really disgusts me on off week, then I have to do this or that disgusts me.
This discussion or that discussion?
Like a veteran dental plan.
Right. Well, I'm going to start that disgusts me with a guy who's disgusted me for a long time, and that is CBC TV hockey analyst Don Cherry. And he disgusts me because he said this, and I quote, "The ones that I am really disgusted with," there we go, we got the word in there, disgusted. "The ones that I'm really disgusted with are the bunch of pukes that fought before. Steve Grimson, Chris Nealon, and Jim Thompson. They said, oh, the reason that they're drinking and taking drugs and are alcoholics is because they're fighting. You turncoats, you hypocrites. If there's one thing I'm not, it's a hypocrite. You guys were fighters, and now you guys don't want guys to make the same living that you did."
Easy for you to say.
I just say something.
Go ahead.
He's a hypocrite from the start because the suits he wears, the colors clash, and they're hypocritical to one another. So he's a hypocrite, and they're trying to better the game. They're not making a joke out of it. They're trying to help along the NHL and what they're trying to prevent concussions and other injuries during fighting.
Now, he really disgusts me because, obviously, how can you say that about 3 people that were fighters in the NHL, and then about all those enforcers that died in the off-season because of, problems with, depression, drugs, alcohol, that kind of stuff? It just really disgusts me that he would come out like that and say that in the public eye. I mean, where's he coming from? Where does he get off with that?
And I like what Stu Grimson said, in that, you step on the ice against someone who's 6'6", 250 pounds, and you take a piece of him and take punches from him without taking painkillers. And he's exactly right. That might be, unless you're legally crazy, that might be the only way to step up to somebody who is around the range of 6'6", 250 on skates.
Definitely. Okay, Zach, do you have a word from the place for this week?
Well, this one's kind of an I told you so. The Detroit Lions, undefeated right now. If there's anything I predicted going into the season that was really eye-popping, it was that they were going to make the playoffs. And so far, they're looking really good. Matthew Stafford, their quarterback, injury-free, making the smart passes. Calvin Johnson, right now the best wide receiver in the NFL, the way he's played. Javid Best, you saw that 88-yard rushing touchdown that he had. Very Willie Parker Super Bowl 40-esque right there, or very Marshawn Lynch from this past playoffs. You also got Ndamukong Suh defensively, who behind James Harrison, I think, has taken Ray Lewis's place as one of the dirtiest players in football. Nick Fairley, the rookie that they drafted in the first round from Alabama, his coming up. Their head coach Jim Schwartz had a year where he had to come back, and he really he knows what he's doing now, knows what the system is, and he's really looking to bolster his team. But again, the road does come through Green Bay. They have to take on Green Bay twice. I expect that to be split. But it'll really come down to can Matt Stafford stay healthy? Calvin Johnson's been on the injury report every single week. Can he stay healthy? And if the answer to both of those questions is yes, it is a for sure playoff run.
Yeah, I think they meet first time on Thanksgiving, right?
Oh, and you'll be, I believe so. And just some news for you here, Andrew. Breaking news: Julio Jones is out on Sunday versus the Panthers.
Yeah,
Julio for everybody else.
Your buddy Julio there, Andrew.
Well, you know, I did.
Just in time for the Jewish holidays too.
I did go to Pittsburgh public schools, so you can't fault me completely here.
We all did. All right, Stephen, do you have a quick word?
No, I'm gonna. No. I'm just gonna. I have a go to the week in mind, but I'm just gonna wait. I'm just gonna